Hey guys, Kim Schwartz here with Texas Right to Life. We just got out of the Second Court of Appeals in Fort Worth, and this is regarding the Baby Tinslee Lewis case. Baby Tinslee is now 1 year old. She had her first birthday on Saturday, and she's been fighting the Texas 10-day rule since November. Under this law, hospital committees get to decide whether a patient lives or dies against the patient's will or against the family's will, like in this case, and they only have 10 days to try to find somewhere else to go. Otherwise, their lives will be ended prematurely. Now, this almost happened to Tinslee back in November, but luckily she won a temporary restraining order in November, and she's been protected since then. Now, today, we had an appeal because in January, a judge decided that, yes, the hospital can take Tinslee's life by taking away her life-sustaining treatment. And luckily, the family appealed. Now we're here in the Second Court of Appeals in Fort Worth. We were in front of a 3-judge panel and basically trying to clarify some of the arguments that have already been made, that the attorneys have already been making. So the hospital was trying to argue that if they take away her life-sustaining treatment and she dies, it's not because of their action of taking away her ventilator, her air, it's because of her illness. And the Texas Attorney General, who is also fighting for Tinslee, made a really great point, saying that arguing with this kind of mentality, it would be like saying if there were a plane crash because of faulty engineering on the airplane, that the plane wasn't the problem, it was gravity. That's just ridiculous. So the hospital was trying to say that also, just because they are a private entity, if they take away somebody's right to life against that person's will, that there should be no repercussions because they're a private entity, they say. And I think that the judges saw right through that. I think that the judges saw also that they were very, very aware that if this case doesn't go in Tinslee's favor, that she would die. If the hospital is allowed to take her off of life-sustaining treatment, she will die, and that is a deprivation of the right to life and right to due process. So that's kind of what we saw in court today. The family's attorneys did great in arguing for Tinslee, and so did the state's attorneys. Attorney General Ken Paxton has weighed in on this and filed an amicus brief. Governor Greg Abbott has also weighed in, and the Texas Homeschool Coalition. So we've been fighting alongside our great friends here, and we're just going to have to wait and see what happens with this appeal. There's no deadline that the court has to follow. It's just whenever they issue their opinion is when they'll issue their opinion. So we're going to wait and see. Stay tuned to Texas Right to Life on Facebook at texasrighttolife.com and on Twitter, and you'll get to see more updates about Tinslee. But thank you so much for your prayers and support. We really appreciate this. It is such a miracle that Tinslee has lived to see her first birthday. Who would have thought that, when the 10-day countdown was ticking in November and we just had a mere hours to save her, that she would get to see her first Christmas. She would get to see her first birthday, and we think that we're going to get to see many more birthdays and milestones with Tinslee. So thank you so much, guys, for being involved and staying with us on this case, and we'll keep you posted. Thanks.